how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. After that slight misunderstanding, of course, I called you guys earlier when all that was sort of happening.
What went on?
Well, what happened? My daughter had a hearing in family court, and the guy that was not supposed to be there and the family was there. We've had this tension. And so I called. My attorney was there with me during the whole thing. And basically, I called for help. When they got in there, they ran in there. It was just a big melee, so they didn't know what was what. And so my daughter was going into an anxiety attack. I grabbed her, and they tried, and the officer that came in there never said anything to me, never asked me to get back. Anyway, I'm trying to stop her from having a seizure, and basically said I was obstructing justice. And of course I was not. It was just a mistake. I'm sure we'll clear it up when calmer heads prevail, which I was calm. They were doing their job, and I was taking care of what I needed to take care of, and they basically got the wrong person. I was just caught up in a melee, and I just happened to be the one they saw.
So what happened to the gentleman who?
He's still out there. He has a protective order not to come near my daughter for abuse. He has also a bond by the Jefferson County Court not to come near my daughter. And at that point, when we saw his car in the parking lot, we called my attorney, who was with me during this whole incident, who saw everything, and abuse of a child. We called for help. So we thought everything was fine. When we walked in the courtroom, there was no deputy, there was no police, there was no one. So we walked. These are two families that are very tense right now. Lots going on. And so words flew. My daughter had words with him and his mom, and I tried to calm her down. So when the deputy came in, which I called to get help, again, she saw something differently. And after about an hour of talking to her, I was arrested for obstruction of justice. Certainly a misunderstanding. I'm sure my lawyers will clear up.
So you called them out there for help.
I did.
Do you think there was an overreaction, or they're just doing their job and making sure?
Well, it kind of scared me because with all of what's going on across the country, I finally came to the realization that I was caught between a rock and a hard place. I basically followed orders, did what they asked me to do, and that was it. What my problem was, it took them an hour, more than an hour, to come to that conclusion. I think they were a little upset that I contacted the press early on because they didn't have any protection. I mean, I'm not the only one going through this. There's no protection down there. There's not enough officers down there. There's nothing. We should have been protected. We were not. I had an obligation to protect my daughter, and that's exactly what I did. And if I had it to do over again, I would do it the same exact way.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you for coming out.
Mecca, do you want to tell me anything?
Yes, I just want to say that the police officer punched me in the face twice, and then strangled me with both hands, a female deputy, in the holding cell, and that's just about it.
That should not have happened.
No, it should not have happened, and it's a shame with everything going on in the world today that things like this are still occurring. For someone that is crying out for help and ends up being the bad guy.
And I hate to ask you this if it's too personal. Do you normally suffer from anxiety and seizures?
I do when I get placed in adversarial situations.
And is that what happened today?
That is definitely what happened today.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not, actually, but we'll be getting checked out and hopefully it all ends well.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.